So, yeah.
What's
Oh,
next?
and there's
Who's next?
I have one thing that Frank
do
said.
it, do it, man.
He said that last year there was a big forest fire on a mountain, and the government sent in like 30 firefighters, and most of them died in the fire. And this year there was another forest fire on that same mountain, and they sent in 20 people, and 19 of them died. But they're not using like the big equipment that they have to put out these fires. They're just sending people in there. Like they're not.
That sounds
using,
like population control.
Right, they're not using the helicopter to go over the big stretch of land that's on fire. They're not. They're just sending people in there. And Frank was super heated about it this morning. He just kept going. He was really upset. It's like, what are you gonna do next year? You're just gonna keep sending people in here to kill them?
Yeah.
And it's like, yeah, I mean...
You do understand what I mean by population control, right?
Yeah. I was like, I mean, if that's what they're doing, yeah, that's what they would continue to do.
Somebody said this
So,
morning,
There was that.
only 2%, there's an only 2% death rate with the COVID-19, but Fox News audience is 1%, so then they're heard. And I thought, that is horrible. Why would anybody say that? Because those people talk to the other people. It's not like the 1% that they're talking about doesn't interact with the rest of society. It's not like you're putting all these people who think this one way
interaction. I don't understand your point about
interaction is how it's passed. So we go outside, we don't know somebody's political affiliation, and they're talking to us.
Right.
So now they can infect us.
Right.
So this type of thinking is just really dangerous and stupid.
What kind of thinking is that? Get rid of the people you don't like?
No, get rid of the people with a certain political...
Yeah, the people you don't like. That's exactly what I'm saying. That's what it sounds like they're saying.
Yeah, I'm just like, they even said winning bigly.
Who's winning bigly?
If they, the Democrats would win bigly if all of the Fox News viewers dropped off.
I'm sorry, man. It was Democrats that put Trump in office. Keep that in mind, people. I'm going to say it forever. It wasn't just Republicans, because they tend to stay at home too. It was Democrats and independents that lied. White women looking at your ass. Lied about who they voted for. All right, number 2 on the list. I don't know why it's so warm like.
It's warm in here.
No, it's not.
It didn't feel warm to me, but the camera is not enjoying this.
I'm warm.
Number 2. A2 got the Doom and he finished the game.
I didn't finish the game. Stop with that. This is for the game chat.
No. This is just my number 2.
Oh.
We can talk about it more on the game chat that's coming up after this. But you finished the game.
No, I'm almost done with the game.
All right, number 3.
I have like 1 or 2 missions
You
left.
said it's for the game chat. That doesn't mean expound on it. He's got a lot to say about the Doom Eternal.
It's 70 degrees here.
It's not about here, it's about in here.
I know, but it's warm in here.
We're not talking about out there. We can't go out there. All right. Number 3, I have it. Why do you gotta be watching videos during a podcast?
didn't. I touched the thing and it started.
Why we gotta touch a thing?
I just tried to check the weather.
Checking the weather?
And a video came on.
Oh my. Let's see, I hate the way water is done here.
Oh.
We talked about it last week. I really don't need to talk about it, but apparently it got under my skin again this week.
Because of the washer.
Yeah, it was the
Yeah,
washer.
it was the washer. Because when the water pressure drops and the washer is trying to fill up, once it drops and it can't keep feeding the water, it will stop and it will expel any water in the tub and then not try to fill up again. And it took like 3 days for it to come back to the point where it would fill up after me doing things with it. And it's done this multiple times.
And it's a brand new washer. We haven't even.
It's a brand new washer that's not made for this environment.
We haven't even had it for a year.
It doesn't matter. It's not about the washer. It's about the sensor that if the water pressure gets below a certain point, it will not bring the water in, and the thing on the roof, if it's at a certain point, which we can't see and we don't know, like if I could look at a gauge before running the washing machine, if I could look at a gauge and it said you have 40% of the water in the thing, then I know, don't run the washer, run the pump. But see, I don't know. So I just run the washer, and next thing you know, it happens usually in the rinse cycle.
Is there not a gauge on the roof?
It doesn't matter if there's a gauge on the roof.
You're gonna walk up to the roof
You're gonna walk
time?
up to the roof every time you're gonna wash a load of clothes? No. And I don't think there is a gauge. There wasn't a gauge on the last place. Alright, so I hate the way water is done here. That's all I got to say about that. You got a thing, or you want me to go?
Go ahead.
Alright, here we go. So, everybody thinks they're a podcaster now.
Oh, yeah.
I love this idea. Well, okay. This goes with my next one that says, webcams are back in fashion. Should laptops and monitors just come with good HD webcams now?
Yes,
finally?
they should.
Because the webcam that's on my old iPad is better than the webcam that's on my very expensive gaming laptop. The webcam on there is terrible.
Yeah, mine is horrible too.
So, should they come with HD webcams, HD being 720, 1080 at least? Now,
I think they should, because a lot of streamers use webcams. And I don't know if they... Is there a way to hook up an external camera
Of course.
As a webcam?
There's a webcam. See,
That's
you're...
good quality.
No. You're talking about built-in webcams.
Yeah.
But there are webcams that sit
right.
on your device, monitor,
Didn't you have
laptop monitor. Yeah, they sit there. There are webcams that are 1080p and 4K and whatever it is you want them to be. They've got really good ones.
Yeah.
Or you can take your DSLR and you can make that your webcam.
Yeah, I just know that a lot of streamers do it because they're recording for hours on end and they're not going to start and stop the camera.
You don't have to start anything. If I stop recording, do we get a picture on our little monitor here?
No.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, you do.
Now, if I take that feed that's coming out of the camera and just run it straight into my webcam thing, I don't need to be recording in order to get the picture out of the camera. So then your camera can now be a webcam. Ah, see, now he's thinking.
Can I do it with the mini HDMI?
Yeah, you can. I can. Granted, my camera's old and I'm only going to get 480p out of it. It's better for me to use my iPhone 11. But yeah, I think it's funny that now everybody's sitting at home. They've all got webcams. They've all using the Zooms and Skypes and all this stuff, and they're looking at themselves on camera all day and blah, blah, blah. We should have a podcast. I think it's awesome. But I don't like it.
Not everybody should have a podcast.
Not everybody should have a podcast. But now the podcast space is just... I didn't like it when NBC and CNN and they started having podcasts, but it was good for us because we were out of the country. We couldn't see them.
Right.
So it was like, this was how we were getting the stuff.
Our daily news.
But now they're trying to be podcasters.
Oh, yeah.
Like the Toddcast.
Like the Toddcast, and then Chris Hayes has a podcast, and somebody else has a podcast, and...
Yeah, not everybody should do it. It's like It's like being a YouTuber. It's a similar thing. Like, sure, you may have a channel, but that doesn't mean you need to do the same thing as everybody else, or even post anything. Because I don't know if it's still like this now, but the only reason I have a YouTube channel is because I wanted to comment on a video. That's how my channel was created, because I wanted to either like enter a contest or submit a suggestion or something for one of the YouTubers I watch, and you had to make a channel. So yeah, I don't
that
think
was
everybody.
long time
That's
ago.
Thailand, so I don't know if not everybody should do it.
You know what it feels like to me? It feels like an imposition for those of us that have been podcasting for a while.
Yeah.
It's like
wait a minute,
get
out of here. We've already been doing this.
We've
for so
been
long.
doing this.
My favorite are the ones who.
Since 2017.
You think you can just come in here and
Yeah.
be all big and bad?
No,
It's like, what's
here's
wrong
my
with you?
favorite part.
And then they get more followers.
Yeah.
Someone who just started their podcast last week, trying to give other podcasters who've been doing it for years advice on how to do the things that they have been doing for years to grow their
This sounds like
social media presence. Ugh.
I mean, okay.
I don't have a problem with people having podcasts. I don't care.
I do because they
They're gonna flood the space,
yes, definitely.
but they're gonna fall off just as soon as they go back
But
to
that's
work.
not true. That's not true. They may not. I mean, a podcast is a podcast. I mean, my first podcast was just one. It was isolated. It was for school. You know? It was on The Giver.
Oh, I hate that book.
But yeah, I just find it interesting that now everybody's recording. Everybody's recording and putting it out there, and now you got whatever that thing is, the clock sound.
TikTok?
Oh. You said the clock sound.
That's all I think of when I hear it. I don't even know what the hell it is, but it's the clock sound to me.
Did you ever hear of Musical.ly?
No.
We're in Thailand.
No.
Vine and Musical.ly.
Vine, yes.
TikTok is essentially Vine.
I don't get it though. What's the point?
It's just a place where you do skits or talk about something or lip sync to music or
My
do
friend
dance
does it.
or-
It sounds like a serious waste of time to me.
My friend does it, and Perla does it too, but my friend does it, and she went to sleep on Wednesday with 187 followers. She woke up on Thursday morning and had over 10,000 followers. Woke up 3 days later and had more than 15,000 followers. She has one video with like 4 million views. And she basically just lip syncs to spoken word.
Okay, but she's doing something. I know, that's what I'm saying. It's like,
What?
You can monetize.
but why is that different than YouTube?
That's fast.
Because it's only 10 seconds or 14 seconds long.
Oh God, it's
They're
faster.
not long videos at all.
It's faster. and
We're
it's
gonna keep
usually-
plugging away. Y'all just keep liking and subscribing and
usually
commenting and telling your friends, because all that clock sound stuff that ain't
Oh
gonna
my
happen.
God.
That is not a thing that's gonna happen over here.
Keegan has it actually.
Keegan might, but she can do that. She's got
It's-
that kind of
it's usually-
thing going on.
It's usually the latest, the trend of the day. Whatever. that
I ain't
is.
trendy. I ain't never been trendy. Intellectual badass. Uh-oh. Camera is cutting off and turning back on
Rapidly.
vigorously. All right. Podcasts. Webcams. Everybody should have fairly good microphones these days, since they're doing all of this webcamming and podcasting and stuff.
Sure,
Which is
you got
funny.
your phone.
If you go to B&H, they got whole packages now for podcast setup, which I thought was hilarity. Because, you know, get your camera, your audio, you got to get everything better. So, there is that. If you want to follow the Traveling Farrs you can find us in almost all those podcasting places. So keep that in mind going forward. But you can also find us on the YouTube, Facebook, Pinterest. What are we doing on Pinterest anyway?
I pin travel tips for like.
Can I just put an X through that?
No.
Just YouTube,
Facebook,
iTunes.
I also upload our YouTube videos to Pinterest.
Really? Does anybody watch on Pinterest?
No, it's just it ends up being
So it's not a player.
No, it's not.
They can't play it from
no,
like you can on YouTube or on Facebook.
I think if it's a certain link, then it links it to the thing.
Yeah, I noticed that on my
I just haven't
photos.
uploaded lately.
My A-Train photo, daily photo. Y'all should be on that. That Twitter doesn't show the photo.
No, it doesn't.
No, it doesn't.
It just shows a link too. It's
It
like,
used
then
to
why am I doing
this?
this?
It used to show. It doesn't anymore.
No, it doesn't.
That ain't
That's
right.
why I stopped posting to Twitter.
But then
because I don't
wait.
use Twitter
Why are
anymore.
other people's photos on there then?
Because they post them there.
So they're just posting.
They post and post.
They're not posting
A link
from-
to Twitter. No.
from Instagram.
Right. They're not linking it through Instagram.
So,
they're just posting and posting.
YouTube, Facebook, Pinterest, iTunes, Spotify, and the Google Podcasts, and all those other podcasting places. The Traveling Farrs. If you like the Instagram or the Twitters, Traveling Farrs, and the email, travelingfars@gmail.com, and the blog space where you can find all the back episodes, all the things we post, all of Karen's helpful information about travel, all of the everything.
And working abroad, if that's what you choose to do.
The travelingfars.blueberry.net. No E's in the blueberry. That's all I got.
Great.
I got nothing else.
If you're listening to the audio only, go to the YouTubes because there be funnies.
There be the funnies. There's not a whole lot of funny here.
Sometimes
I noticed-
it's funny here.
No,
Well,
we don't do anything
I think-
funny. You
right.
add the funny.
But
in
see,
later.
the doing of the funny would be no good in Blueberry.
Oh yeah, no. It wouldn't.
Outside of, somebody saying something funny, you're just getting audio only.
Right.
But the video. So listen on Saturday to the audio. Then when we start posting the shows on usually the following week or the week after, then you can watch the funny.
Right.
And then
Because
you
the
can
funny is happening.
then you can love
all
all
women. Oh, your representation of it is like very small when he did.
all.
He did it much longer.
Alright. Karen, are you done?
Yeah.
Aaron, are you done? Say goodbye to the people.
Bye, people. Bye, people. Bye, people.
Peace!
Sure.